Nowadays, technology is a very big help in every app we do. Mobile phones are one of them. As you can observe, almost of us is using it. And somehow, mobile phones can be useful instrument, yet sometimes can hinder one's focus. What can you say about that, Viola?
Well, I agree with you on some point that mobile phones are very helpful for students in their learning and assist them in referring or for other additional information. But it is not the case with professors or teachers and parents as well because they cited on the negative impacts, including disturbed classes, disturbed learning, and disturbed resting, especially when it comes to cheating during exams. And I think some or most students disagree with that opinion, with these opinions, because it is not the mobile phone itself that is the problem. It is the lack of discipline of other students that is the problem. And what can you say about that?
From what you've said, I think we can say that opinions regarding this matter can be very varied. But in my case, I find it very distracting whenever I study and I have my phone with me, because if a notification comes up, I focus on it and I disregard my studying. Also, I read this research that states that people tend to lose or become less independent if they have their mobile phones connected to the internet. Because if they are faced with a problem, people tend to search for the solution right away and not think about it. So we tend to depend on the search engines such as Google on solving our problems for us. So do you have anything to add, Marty?
I actually would like to add to that a story from my high school friends. So they used the tablet for high school, and then they said that whenever the teacher is not looking, they use their tablets for gaming and also for other recreational purposes, and not for searching their material for the subject or for answering quizzes that might help them in their study. There's also a research last 2012 by Hander. He says that there are assumptions that technology helps in studying that which utilizes different learning platforms. But then this study also says that these digital multitaskers are uh, actually have short attention span and actually are distracted easily from the task at hand. Do you have anything to add, Sean?
In regards to your friend's story, I think that they are lacking in discipline in terms of using the technology for the benefit of education. It's very subjective to say that using technology is very negative when hooked up with education. Some students can excel while using education, since some can study while listening to music and actually searching for the solutions and answers. While some we can say that some are very can be very distracted. What can you say about that, Jude?
I actually agree with you that some people or some students can be distracted, and I also agree that it depends on the person if he or she will be distracted with the use of mobile phones. And I would also like to add what Paula has said a while ago, that parents and teachers tend to lean towards the negative side of using mobile phones, probably because of the huge generation gap that we have. So probably during their time, the use of mobile phones was not yet the trend. But since we are part of the millennials or the so-called post-millennials, the usage of mobile phones is actually part of our everyday lives already. We cannot imagine lives without our phones already. And when it comes to the usefulness of these phones, we actually do use this for easy access to information, just like what Mayan has said earlier. But when it comes to talking about focus, most of us are usually distracted, also including me. I tend to get distracted whenever I use my mobile phones while studying. But as I have mentioned earlier, it actually depends on the person whether to get distracted or not. So, do you have any thoughts?
I would like to add that I personally think that technology, yes, it helps a lot with learning since, for example, I personally, for example, I don't know a solution or the answer to this question. I go to Google or the nearest browser and then search for the answer, and then it helps me continue on with my studies. But I think it is a big hindrance for me to focus on my studies because whenever I am near my phone and then there is a need for me to study, there is this need or necessity for me to put away my phone because I know that whenever I see my phone light up or vibrate, I know I will check it out for hours without taking a break from it. Anything to add, Kathy?
So for in my case, mobile phones is useful for my study by being a tool of quick access to obtain more information, new ideas, and new discoveries from the internet, aside from the school learnings. So this generation today benefits from mobile phones such as research, online assignments, communicating with other people, and so on. So and there are also an application in phones in which you can access to gather and list down your notes to save much time. Students also tend to take a picture during the discussion of the teacher. And addition to that,
As I've said before, opinions regarding this are very dynamic because at some point, I also think that mobile phones help me focus, but in this case, not in academics. Because if, for example, I want to read about certain articles about maybe global warming and it's not really related to my studies, I am very focused if I am holding it in my hand because, first of all, it's very convenient, and second, there are links there that can lead me to other infos about what I'm reading about. So it really does help me, but in a very different manner.
So, well, in addition, I wanted to say that teachers that don't allow mobile phones inside the classroom, they blame technology for it, and because for their own inability to cope with the change. And well, yes, I get it that the the classroom is for face-to-face interaction. It's for building relationship with the student and the teacher. But well, as you can see, time changes and we evolve. So, can you say anything about that?
I actually agree with what Patty said earlier that mobile phones can be of big help, most especially when it comes to saving time during research or getting information in the internet. So instead of going to the library to search through books, we have this huge database in the internet. However, it does not imply that the use of mobile phones is better than using the searching the library. It is just a tool for us to gain information faster. So, can you guys add?
From what we've talked about, I don't think we can really say the specific answer for this because our opinions are very different from each other. So, yes, it is very varied, and I think both sides are equal on the thoughts presented. But I think there's this research that can help this matter. Huntington stated back in 2015 that we don't really, or they don't really know whether it is the phone that lessens the focus of the person who holds it, or it is the person with less focus, or people who tend to lose focus easily are the ones who are attracted to the mobile phones. So I think further research can really say the final stand for this matter. Yes. Thank you.